Hi there, Mary Joan here to talk about some more tips to help first time moms or women who are having second or third or subsequent babies to figure out how to utilize help. We've been talking about help the last couple of videos, and I want to go a little bit deeper. We've been identifying the importance of asking for help, how it will make a really big difference for you. And if you're like me, when I was a first time mom, I was not good at asking for help. So now we're going to kind of do a bit of a deeper dive into how to actually go about doing it. Last time we talked about the need to practice, and it's like a muscle. And right now, if you haven't been good at asking for help, it's a very weak, not very well defined muscle. And so, the only way we can develop this muscle, the only way we can get better at it is by practicing. And I know that may strike fear in some of your hearts, thinking, oh, I'm too uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a burden, but I want to help you kind of gently and slowly lean into doing this so that you can get the benefits, because the benefits are tremendous. So before we get into kind of the specifics about how to do this, I want to tell you about a sister. As I said, I think last time, I have four sisters. So this is a different sister this time. And when she had her third baby, I signed up to come and spend time with them every Saturday for a couple of hours. So she knew every Saturday, I think I did it for about like 6 or 8 weeks. I can't quite remember, but I just said, I'm coming every Saturday. And the beauty of that is that if she was having a hard day on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday and felt like she was losing her mind with these three children and just feeling overwhelmed, knowing I was coming made a difference. So knowing that help was on the way, even if it was still a couple days away, helped her get through that rough day. So that is one of the powerful aspects of having help and having it prearranged so you know when it's happening, so that it helps you cope on those days when it feels like everything is sort of falling apart. And when I would go on Saturdays, I would do some cleaning. I would make lunch for everybody. I would play with the two older kids, kind of tire them out. So hopefully they'd be ready for a good nap in the afternoon and just be available to support her in any other ways that I could. But I went with my sleeves rolled up, ready to jump in and do some work because the idea was to go to help and to make her life a little bit easier for the few hours that I was there. So I want to help you think about how can you open up to getting this kind of help on a schedule that will really make your life easier, and reduce the overwhelm. So just take a moment right now and think about your house and think about what are the top, you know, three things, just three things that are driving you a bit crazy. Is there laundry piled up? Is the laundry done, but it needs to be folded? Are there dust bunnies that are threatening to take over? Because that happens sometimes. Are there dishes that need to be done? Do like, does the garbage just need to be taken out? It can be anything, but what are the things that are really getting under your skin? And when you look at them, it just like kind of makes you feel rotten. So I'd like you to write down those two or three things. Just what are they? And imagine if somebody could come and help you get one of those things checked off that list, would that make you feel better? For most of us, it would. So, first step is to identify a couple of concrete, specific things you could use help with that would give you a sense of kind of relief that that was checked off the list and you didn't have to think about it. Okay, so now step two is I want you to think about maybe the person that you would be most comfortable asking for help. So, who would that person be? What is their name? Can you jot their name down on that little list? And then the next step is to match that person with one of those tasks. I know you might be feeling really uncomfortable with this. And if you're not feeling uncomfortable, amazing, wonderful. That just means you can move forward with this with more ease. But if you are feeling uncomfortable, know that that's normal, and know that once you do this a time or two, that uncomfortable feeling will start to diminish. But the only way to have it diminish is to actually lean in and do this. So I want you to think about asking that person who is your best bet, somebody who's super close, who would really want to help you, and think about saying to them, I'm having a hard time. I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed. I could use some help. Would you be willing to come over and vacuum the floors for me? Or would you be willing to come over and help make a dent in the pile of laundry? Or would you be willing to come over and help get the dishes cleared up and put away and washed and dry? So it's making a very specific request. So rather than, can you come over and help? And the person's like, of course, yes. And then they come and they won't know where to start. And if you haven't given it some thought, you won't know where to start. So it may not be as productive or as helpful as it potentially could be. So the more specific, the more concrete, the more benefit you'll get out of it. So and I think it's actually better for you, and it's actually better for your helper too. So your helper wants to help, but they want to help in a way that they know is going to make a difference. So if they come in and just kind of look around, they'll jump in and maybe start somewhere, but it might not be the thing that drives you the most crazy. So if you can think about those, what are those things, and ask for help to get those checked off the list. Because I want you to get the biggest bang for the buck. If you're going to do this thing that perhaps is really hard, I want it to be something that's like, oh man, does that ever feel good to have that done? And does it ever feel good to be able to know I have people who want to help me? So I know this is big for some, and I really encourage you to do it. It will make a big difference. So I will be back next week, and we're going to talk more specifically about how to even build this out even more, but we're just going to take it one small step at a time to help you ease into this. And once you do it and you see that it works well for you, and it actually works well for your helper because they get that good feeling of having helped you and made a difference, that will help to start to practice a bit more and increase this muscle. I can't wait to see you next time. Have a great day, guys.